Kids getting up at 5 a.m. in order to make it to school on time. It happens across central Indiana, but one area school district saying enough is enough. It's joined a growing number of districts who are shifting their start times to later in the morning. RTV6's Ann Kelly has the story.
Hey, good evening. Well, it's Decatur Township which is making the changes for a number of reasons. One being darkness. This is what it looks like at 6:20 in the morning when, as it stands right now, students start lining up for the school bus. It's 7 a.m. and in 10 minutes class starts here at Decatur Middle School. The moon is still up, the sun nowhere to be seen, but the buses are rolling and it's time for the school day to begin. Fast forward 15 minutes and the buses are back out shuttling more kids. It's still pretty dark, prompting mom Sarah Austin to stand by and wait for her first grader to be picked up.
Some parents, let their kids walk, and that's always a concern because this intersection is a joke. Nobody stops at the stop sign.
Kids walking to the bus stop, walking to school along busy roads is especially unsafe when it's dark out.
Brighter is better, in my opinion.
And in the opinion of the Decatur Township School Board, which has voted unanimously to shift all of its school start times up 20 minutes. So the high school, for instance, will be starting at 8:35 rather than 8:15. Students there are pretty excited, but for a different reason.
I think I'm going to be a little bit more awake. It'll make a huge impact on my work ethic, probably.
Just sleep-wise, because you're more focused when you come in.
And that's the other part of this decision in Decatur Township. The school board pointing to countless research backed up by the American Academy of Pediatrics several months ago. It recommended schools delay the start of class to 8:30 a.m. or later in order to align school schedules to the biological sleep rhythms of teens, which keeps them up often past 11 p.m. Just 15% of schools in the U.S. meet that 8:30 or later standard, one of which is actually Lawrence Township, who 3 years ago shifted school times, also pointing to child development research as the catalyst. So more sunlight, hopefully more sleep for teens, and possibly a reduction in student absences as a result. Decatur Township saying it's a win-win situation that has gotten support across the district. The start time changes kick in next year, enough time, the district says, for parents to plan ahead and readjust their morning routines. Ann Kelly, RTV6.
Covering education tonight, keeping an eye on your kids when they're in the classroom. A new app is making it possible, giving parents real-time information on whether their child is behaving. So
is this helicopter parenting to the extreme or a great way to keep kids in line? RTV6's Ann Kelly investigates. From posting daily videos of the morning announcements online to tweets from teachers and schools regularly posting photos on their Facebook page, keeping tabs on what's happening at your child's school couldn't be any easier, right? Wrong. That sound, the sound of a new way for parents to stay connected, the sound of a child being rewarded through what is called the Class Dojo app.
We can track homework through it, we can track attendance through it, we can track behaviors through it, positive and negative.
Brooke Biasillo, a 5th grade teacher at IPS's Washington Irving Elementary, uses Class Dojo on a daily basis. On the app, she has set up categories.
They're in uniform, they're on task, they're participating.
And it's pretty simple. If a child meets them, they get a point, and hear that sound. If they go against classroom rules, they lose a point and hear this sound.
As soon as you pull it out, they know, okay, it's an opportunity for me to earn points, but it's also an opportunity for me to lose points.
The kids snap too because the points don't only lead to rewards later on, but because the points being logged, they go straight from the classroom to each parent's phone. Here in Mrs. Biasillo's class alone, 24 out of 28 parents are connected, getting alerts, keeping tabs on what's happening here.
I sit back and I show him, like, okay, Devin, you got another 100%, and he just loves it.
And Tiwania Une Dodd, the mother of a 6th grader at Washington Irving, she says she does too.
For me to be able to go to my phone and check my son's, work at school, is really something for me. It's a help for me and him as well.
It's a sentiment not every parent has. One mom who declined to be on camera expressing concern to RTV6 that her kindergartner, who goes to a separate IPS school where the app is in use, was fixated on getting points and preoccupied in class because she fears getting negative points. Online, there are rants against the app as well. One person comparing the negative points dished out to public shaming. Mrs. Biasillo saying she gets where the concerns are coming from, but at least for her, the app is primarily used as a way to pat kids on the back.
We want to be able to reward the kids for doing what they're supposed to be doing anyway.
Ann Kelly, RTV6.
Another concern among some parents that this app takes up instruction time, but Mrs. Biasillo says that's not the case. She hands out just a few points each day, and it takes moments to do so.
Covering education, there are some big changes at school this year affecting the way teachers reward your kids.
RTV6's Ann Kelly spoke to local teachers about the healthy differences and how it's helping students hit the high marks.
Every Friday morning at Brookside Elementary on the east side, the popcorn machine is at work. It's for a weekly after-school fundraiser, and the buttery smell filling the hallways only serving as a reminder that this will never be handed out in the classroom again.
We're trying not to do celebrations that include food or encouraging students to work harder because they're going to get food.
Principal Julie Bakhorn instructing all teachers at School 54 of the changes, one she got from the top, that were approved by the IPS school board over the summer as it works to create a healthy environment for children. Being called a wellness guideline, IPS directing all schools that food will not be used as a reward.
We would do ice cream parties. We would do popsicle parties. We would do pizza parties.
All of that out the window this year, says second grade teacher Heidi Van Duzer.
Boxes of crayons, which they always need, jump ropes.
She showed our cameras the box of prizes she now hands out to recognize students.
We also do things, lunch with a teacher. They can have lunch with us one day. They can be line leader.
In addition, kids at School 54 are now being rewarded with sports equipment for recess, and board games are brought out for parties rather than pizza. All as part of one big shift to get kids thinking less about food and to keep unnecessary junk food out of the classroom. With childhood obesity rates sitting at 18% right now, few would argue that cutting pizza parties is a bad idea. But with that said, Van Duzer pointing out her one concern with this, that low-income children, and there are many of them in the district, will no longer ever get that special treat, that sucker or candy bar that in the past they only had access to at school. Reporting from the newsroom, Ann Kelly, RTV6.
New numbers show more and more of our students are challenging themselves in high school. They're signing up for those advanced placement or AP courses, and an added plus, saving thousands of dollars when it comes to college tuition. RTV6's Ann Kelly has the story.
From Mr. Sandusky's AP Environmental Science class to Mr. Skillman's classroom,
what was the poet trying to convey to us?
Where the focus is AP Language and Composition, the advanced placement courses at Franklin Central High School are packed.
In 2008, we had just under 100 students enrolled in AP classes. This year, we have over 600.
Assistant Principal Jennifer Metasowski coordinates the district's AP classes. The increase of more than 500%, she says it's directly related to an increase in expectations.
It's just the expectation now that you go to college. And in taking these AP classes, when colleges look at transcripts, one of the things they look for first is what type of challenging curriculum have you taken.
According to the Indiana Department of Education's numbers, the increase in AP participation is statewide. Between 2006 and 2011, for example, regarding the number of graduates who took an AP exam, IPS saw an 83% jump. Carmel Clay saw participation jump 115%. Hamilton Southeastern Schools an increase of 318%. The list goes on.
And all those AP classes, not just getting students ready for college, but also in some cases helping them afford it. It's why we're here at Purdue University, where one recent Franklin grad is starting this semester because of AP credits as a second semester sophomore.
I took everything from AP US History to AP Government. I took AP Spanish, AP Physics.
Claire Lee telling RTV6 she took 10 AP classes in total between her sophomore and senior year, passed all the required tests to earn 46 college credits before she even stepped foot on Purdue's campus. It essentially is saving her more than $34,000 in tuition.
There's lots of friends at Franklin Central who took, 8 AP classes their senior year, 6, 7. They were all really motivated, and I see them around me at Purdue and other universities, driven and ahead of the game.
Ann Kelly, RTV6.
By the way, Claire said even though she is set to save a lot of money because of all those extra credits, she may hang around Purdue for years and double major before heading to law school. More details now. Saving on your entire college through AP courses will cost you a little more up front. It costs students $89 to take each AP exam, which is needed to earn credit. Fortunately, in Indiana, fees for AP math and science tests are waived. And we're told, thanks to a recent grant from the U.S. Department of Education, this year low-income students will have to pay just a fifth of the regular fee.
Covering education, getting into the TV business, whether operating a camera or producing a newscast, doesn't happen overnight, but students at one area high school are getting a leg up on the competition. It's all thanks to a new state-of-the-art program you have to see to believe. RTV6's Ann Kelly checked it out and brings us the story you will see only on RTV6.
Hey guys, you know, from a control room to HD cameras, to a big green screen. You would think I was at the station right now, but no, all of this belongs to an area high school.
On any given day, you can find them editing.
This is the replay station, so you just check through clips, go pick out highlights and put them in one package.
Or with a camera over their shoulder.
I'm looking for shots to where they're interacting.
These are the students of Warren Central's Walker Career Center, all enrolled in a new media production program called Front Runner. Today, the high schoolers are working on a documentary about their school. Last month, they were behind all this camera work at Indy's VEX robotics competition. But usually, and this is the whole point of Front Runner, students are working side by side companies like Adidas or IUPUI who are paying the school to rent all of this equipment and agreeing in turn to let students be part of the production.
They can have a project where our students are just observers, or there can be a project where our students are actually participants. So we call it an educational enterprise, where, yes, we're conducting a business, but through that business, our students are getting some practical experience. Media professionals are getting a cost-effective way of servicing their clients, and it's really a win-win-win all the way around.
A win which cost the school district $1.7 million, made possible through part of a Race to the Top grant. A lot of money, but already it's changing the lives of students.
When I first took this class, it was just as a throwaway class because I had extra space, but then I actually liked it a lot, and this is what I want my career to be in.
And by the way, all the money they make from companies, it comes right back here to the school, to this program, so future students can have the same opportunity. Reporting from Walker Career Center, Ann Kelly, RTV6.